Hi, my name is Kevin Kim. I'm a partner at Fortra Law. We are the nation's largest law firm that's exclusively dedicated to private lending. I lead the firm's corporate and securities division. So we specialize in fund formation, syndication work, licensing for mortgage lenders. The firm does loan documents and closings in all 50 states. But also I do SEC work, fund formation for real estate sponsors, so developers, real estate investors, all types. Well, there's an interesting phenomenon that's happening. So I would say private fund investment is growing in certain sectors, right? So multifamily, not so much. 1 to 4 family, absolutely. And they're finding yield here. They're finding stability here in 1 to 4 in some markets, but there's also instability too. So a lot of lenders and developers have to be careful which markets they pick. Capital is looking at 1 to 4 as a meaningful solution to their appetite for yield and tax efficiency. But there's a lot of challenges too. So I think the challenge that we're looking into going into this year is going to be really solid underwriting is going to be probably the most important thing than ever before, both for lenders, but also for investors going into 2027. So. A lot of investment in infrastructure, a lot of investment in multiple capital strategies. So a lot of clients are really thinking towards, well, I have to think about not only for lenders, they have to think about new loan origination. They also have to think about the takeout. They have to think about capital markets. It's a very, very diverse need of capital. On the investor side, for real estate investors, same kind of thing, right? They're adapting in the context of they're finding themselves attracting quasi-institutional investors. So they're having to build multiple verticals to satisfy that. Many are becoming vertically integrated, property management, their own internal construction companies and contractors. So a lot of that's becoming the new norm. And I think it all serves to control the conversation with their investors and make sure they deliver really good alpha for them. So. Build to rent is not the same as scattered site or what we used to call fix and flip or what spec home building. It's completely different. I call it horizontal multifamily. So you really have to think about it as from a commercial perspective. The takeout is different. You're likely going to need a different kind of financing. You need the horizontal. It's much more complicated. There are specialist lenders that are very good at it. If you are not accustomed to ground up construction and you're jumping into BTR as a developer, you're gonna get your ass kicked. It's hard. On the lender side too, if you're used to doing spec home ground up construction and all of a sudden you jump in to a BTR type loan, it's a completely different framework, especially the horizontal component. Permitting is different, financing is different, takeout is different. So they're very separate. I view BTR to be much more commercially oriented in the world as an alternative to multifamily. So climate risk first, it's an insurance issue, right? So I'm from the great state of California. We have fires, we have earthquakes. That's your insurance problem. We also have regulatory on the insurance companies, making it very hard for them to do business. We're here in beautiful Miami. Florida is also an insurance issue. You have hurricanes, insurance companies have a hard time insuring properties out here. So those are the coastal markets really feel that pain. But it's all insurance related, I feel like. And then the other issues on the regulatory, the big thing everyone's talking about is the Save America Act with the maximum amount of, no big real estate investors. The problem with this is that nobody really understands whether or not it's gonna come through. I don't believe it'll actually make it through committee. Why? Because the big REITs, they have too much influence in Washington. I don't think it's actually gonna make it through. But what's one thing that we all have to worry about actually is more on the lending side. What concerns me primarily is that many states are starting to understand RTL, BTR, residential financing for commercial purposes. And they're starting to understand this and they're saying, wait a minute, how is that not a consumer? So many states are starting to posture and start thinking about adding regulatory. The great state of Florida, no license needed to make a loan here, right? For RTL construction. But they've tried multiple times to require licensing. So that's actually more important, the state level regulatory. Our podcast is really dedicated to private lending, and it was a matter of kind of accident. So we had discovered that Dr. Pollack, the founder of Anchor Loans, was retiring. And I respect him a ton. He's a Cal grad like I am. So I want to sit down with him and interview him before he retired, get his whole story. We had that interview in the books, and we're like, we should do more of these. It was COVID. I had nothing better to do. So we started interviewing clients, and that became a whole thing. And then production value went up. And the whole idea, though, was to give the business story behind some of these household names in private lending and teach aspiring lenders, watch out for these mistakes, learn from these institutions, learn from these titans in the space of how they can grow as lenders from a business perspective. That's all it really was. I mean, the first thing to realize is that the vast majority of our clients in the real estate sector, builders, developers, sponsors, investors, they're smaller, they're entrepreneurial, right? So this maximum cap of 350 properties per portfolio, I'm not too concerned about it. I think the biggest concern that they're gonna face is liquidity. Who's gonna buy these properties? Because they don't really care if it's an institution or, mom and pop home buyer. It'll affect that. To prepare for that, I think one of the smart moves might be to get ready to transition or add the ability to become an owner operator. And it's not foreign to a lot of these folks. DSCR is very popular on the financing side. And in the real estate side, a lot of our clients have become vertically integrated, meaning they added construction, they've added property management. So I don't think that the real estate industry in 1 to 4 is gonna be shocked and frozen. They're gonna react quickly. And vertical integration is probably the right move. Start becoming an operator, start working as a property management company. The challenge will be liquidity, and I think they'll figure out a way.